Begin by removing the center console trim. Pull the rubber lining out of the small storage pocket to unscrew the fastener underneath. Carefully pop off that accent trim panel, working your way around with a plastic trim removal tool. Once it's free, unclip the volume knob from the wiring harness and set that piece aside. There is another screw at the bottom that needs removal. Next, remove the main center console trim by pulling up on the right-hand side and working your way around until all of the clips are released. Pull it up to reveal the clamp holding the shift knob on. On a stock shifter, this will need to be cut off. Then unclip the 3 remaining plugs on the underside of the panel. To gain access to the shifter assembly, remove the white foam. Then to remove the rubber boot, there are 2 barbs at the back that will release it from the shifter mounting plate when pushed forward. Pull up once released and slide the whole boot back and up. Next, separate the shifter from the shift linkage. Then unbolt the 4 nuts securing the mounting plate to the car. You'll now need to move to the bottom of the vehicle. Underneath the car, begin by removing the tunnel brace, then the exhaust hangers in order to lower the exhaust down and gain access to the shifter assembly. Next, remove the heat shield above the center section of the exhaust by partially disconnecting the 2 undertray panels. With those 2 panels loose, you can now remove the 4 pronged fasteners holding the upper heat shield to the car. Start by attempting to unscrew them with a flathead screwdriver. If that doesn't work, pry them off. Slide the lower shield back and out of the way. Then unbolt the driveshaft carrier from the car and slide that large heat shield back and out of the way. This would also be a great time to upgrade to a JXB Performance driveshaft carrier. You should now have access to the shifter assembly. Slide the shifter off the mounting plate, then unbolt the base of the shifter from the selector rod. To remove the hinge from the back of the selector rod, turn it 90 degrees and pull back. With everything disconnected, you should be able to remove the mounting plate and the shifter from the car. Swap out the old slider bushings for the new JXB units. Then assemble the new mounting plate with the taller side of the feet towards the front of the plate. Screw them all together with the 4 provided Allen bolts, but keep them slightly loose for now. Apply a small amount of provided grease onto the slider rails and slider bushings, and double check that your hinge insert is still there. Slide the shifter onto the rails. Keep the feet straight with the mounting plate so it doesn't have overhang on either side. Then tighten the bolts and ensure that the shifter doesn't bind on the sliders. Take the shifter back off of the mounting plate and move over to the car. Place the shifter up first, followed by the mounting plate, and slide them back together. Then reattach the hinge to the back of the selector rod, turn it back 90 degrees, and secure it to the bottom of the shifter. Slide the front of the shifter back onto the stabilizer rod and move back into the car. Pull the assembly up until the 4 studs of the mounting plate poke through their respective holes, and secure the 4 corresponding nuts back into place. Screw the 2 original adjustment screws back in. There will likely be witness marks on the right side one showing where that bolt originally mounted. Secure it back in that same spot. You'll most likely need to adjust the shifter position with the bolt on the left. Begin with the fore-aft movement. This shifter, for example, can't fully go into 4th gear, which means the bottom of the shifter is sitting too far forward. Whichever direction you need to go, unscrew that bolt and move the shifter the opposite way. So, to gain more room in 4th gear, we need to move the shifter forward towards 3rd gear. Do this until the movement into gears feels normal and equal. For the side-to-side play, it's the same concept. If you need more room on the left side, unscrew and push to the right, and vice versa. In this case, we have trouble getting into 5th and 6th, so we need to move the shifter further to the left. Once you can confirm the shifter is in the correct position and needs no more adjusting, you can button everything back up. Replace the shifter boot by sliding it forward into the slots on the plate, and then pushing the back down until it clicks into place. Then reinstall the foam. It's easiest to simply tear that bottom insert piece off. Then reinstall the center console. Plug your connectors back into place and slide the shift knob back onto the shifter. Tighten the provided worm clamp onto the bottom of the stock shift knob. This car has an aftermarket shift knob that requires Allen screws, so the provided clamp is unused. Ensure the parking brake and keypad are plugged in. Snap in the main trim piece, reinstall the screw back into the bottom, then take the side trim piece and plug the volume knob back in. Then snap it into place and insert the screw back into the small storage bin with the rubber lining on top. Test the shifter out to make sure it still comfortably goes into each gear as it did before the install. Go back under the car and move the heat shields into place. Bolt the driveshaft carrier back up. Reinstall the pronged fasteners on the upper heat shield. Put the lower heat shield back into place and reinstall the two undertray panels. Reattach all of the exhaust hangers and the tunnel brace, then your installation is complete.